How's it going, guys? My name is TJP, and welcome back to another Madden NFL 24 Franchise Rebuilding Challenge. So today we've got our next AFC team. It's going to be the New York Jets. There was a couple teams that were 7-10, but I said let's go with the Jets first. I think then after them we'll do the Browns since they finished also near the bottom. So we're going to do the Jets today. 5 seasons, injuries on, not meant to be realistic, and that's about it. I mean, same rules apply. We'll continue to apply these normal rebuilds. They're all down below in the description. With all my socials, playlist, second channel, main channel. I just want to check all that stuff out. And I think that's about it. So with that being said, let's get on to the gameplay. Alright, so here we are. We've got the game in front of us here. Let's take a look at the roster and see what we got with the Jets. So there's definitely some interesting players. Also, I'm going to mispronounce names. That is definitely a possibility. So if I do, I do. It just happens to be that way. So we got Aaron Rodgers, 39 years old, 87 overall. So I mean, I guess we'll keep him around. But I feel like at some point Rodgers is going to retire. So, also got Dalvin Cook, running back, Breece Hall, which is pretty cool. Nick Bonnen's our fullback. Wide receivers, Wilson, Hardman Jr., and Alan Lazard. Tyler Conklin's going to be our tight end right now. Zoom is also our backup tight end. We've got Dwayne Brown, left tackle. He's going to probably retire soon. Laken Tomlinson, left guard. Center, Connor McGovern. Titman's a younger guy. Elijah Tucker, right guard. He's hurt right now. Mekhi Becton Sr. He is right tackle. Left end, John Franklin Myers. Huff's also there. Carl Lawson, right end. Quentin Williams, our defensive tackle. Also got Al Woods here. Left outside linebacker, Jamie Sherwood. C.J. Mosley, mid linebacker. Quincy Williams, right outside linebacker. Probably want to improve that. Sauce Gardner, the Sauce Man. As one of our corners got DJB Jr., Bryce Hall. So many Halls, man. Too many Halls. A lot of Halls. Jordan Whitehead, free safety, strong safeties. Adrian Amos. Also got Chuck Clark there, too. Greg Zerline is our kicker. And Thomas Morstead punting. And you can see we got some picks, but nothing too crazy. Still have our first couple fourths. No second, no fifth, no seventh. So we're a bit weak on that front. We got some trade offers here, so let's actually review these and see what we got. So if we take a look at here, what we got for Huff? What do they want for him? Want him, don't want that. DeMarvin Leal and a 5th rounder. Kobe Durant, 4th and a 7th. It's looking. Darius Williams in a 7th. Elijah Mitchell in a 6th. Don't need that. Rondell Moore in 2 7ths. It could be an interesting. For now, we'll hold off on trading Hall. Huff, not Hall. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's go to the improved team. We do need some more offensive weapons. So I wouldn't mind trying to get some more, but I feel like our biggest need is a right outside linebacker. We could just pick up one in free agency. I would assume like a Kyle Van Noy fits the scheme of the team. So we could just pick him up. Pretty easy. No need to do any trades. So I think we'll just do that for now. And I think that's it for moves. I think we'll just rock out with the squad for the rest of the season. And I'll see you guys at the mid-season point. And maybe we'll make a move then. Alright, so looking at this team, we are 3-3 right now at the midseason point. We are top 10 offense in terms of total offensive yards. And our defense is 8th. Although you can see TDs allowed, sacks, and red zone percentage are all pretty low. But we have 8th in terms of takeaways. So I don't know if I think that's a little bit misleading, the defense. Because you see we're bottom in every single category there. Okay. Let's take a look at the stats, and we'll see what we've got going on over here. So Aaron Rodgers is doing well. 7 TDs, 4 interceptions, 169 passer rating, 73% completion percentage, and almost 1,700 yards thrown for. Is pretty good. Rushing-wise, Dalvin Cook, 365, 3 TDs, 208 for Breece Hall, and a touchdown. So not really running the ball a lot. I would like to run the ball a little bit more, but I think it's fine for now. Tyler Conklin, our leading receiver. He's tight end. We've got Wilson, Hardman Jr., and Randall Cobb. Look at that. Our blocking has been, I guess, okay. Becton Sr., a little too many sacks allowed so far, but maybe second half of the season he won't allow as much. Defensively, Quincy Williams, 44 tackles to lead the team. They got 31 from Jordan Whitehead. So nothing too wild there. Sack-wise, only 3 as a team. Quinton Williams with 2, 1 from John Franklin Myers. That's not a lot. A little bit weak there. And then interception-wise, 2 from Hall, which is good, and then 1 from these guys down here. So that's okay. Kicking, Zerline's been perfect. And you got your punting, kick return, and punt return. So let's go on to the total yards. See, you can see we're 10th total offensive yards, which is not bad. I mean, our passing is gonna be near the top, and our rush is probably gonna be closer to the bottom half of the league. Yep. But we are scoring 20.5 points a game, which is also 3rd best in the league. Again, you saw the passing TDs were near the top there. Rush TDs near the bottom. So I feel like offense has been okay. Defensively, see here, total yards allowed, it's pretty good. Not a lot. Passing wise, 1499. That it's okay. Rush wise, number 1 in terms of least amount of yards. However, when we do allow the yards, you know, teams are they're converting against us. So least amount of sacks. But we're near top in the league in interceptions. So, yeah, we're also no fumble recoveries. Not that that really matters too much, but, yeah, you can see we are not doing well against that third yard red zone efficiency. I feel like we're just not defending well. So if people do get up the field against us, they're going to score. That is what's happening here. So I want to see if maybe with Huff. Do I want to review these offers again? I don't know. I mean, do we want to move him? We could. I mean, Leonard Fournette. I mean, if I want to be another running back, but I feel like I don't need that. DJ Chark, get a 5th and a 6th from the Panthers. That's not terrible. Elijah Mitchell, 5th and a 7th. Rondell Moore in a 6th. Melvin Ingram. I wouldn't mind getting another defensive tackle. I feel like we need that. So do we try to get? Do we go for Justin Jones and 2 7s? I don't know. I think I'd rather just try to finagle a trade myself than doing one of those Trade Finder ones, at least one of those recommended ones. So let's see what's out there in the market. If I can make a trade, I'll let you guys know. Otherwise, I'll probably just end up going to the end of the season. But let's see what's out there. Let's see if we can make a move. Let's try to improve. All right, so the team did not make the playoffs. I mean, we were 9-8, so it wasn't like we were far off from being able to make it. But we were right there, but unfortunately, just not quite enough. If we had won a couple more games, maybe we'd have a shot. But nevertheless, still pretty solid season, I guess, overall. 9-8. Improvement. I do think next year we could potentially make it, assuming that everybody comes back the way they are. Offensively, looked like we were really good. Defensively, looked like we struggled. But let's take a look at the stats and see what actually transpired. And I couldn't find any moves, that's why I didn't make any. Looks like Rodgers was all right. 4,300 yards thrown for, 37 TDs, 14 interceptions, 106.3 passer rating. I mean, that's solid. 69% completion percentage. Dalvin Cook ran for almost 1,200 yards, 9 TDs, 10 from Hall, 10 TDs from Hall, almost 500 yards as a secondary back. Rodgers also scrambled a little bit. Garrett Wilson was our top receiver, 1,056 yards, 6 TDs. Conklin, 826 and 3. Hardman had 7 receiving TDs. Randall Cobb as well with 6 of those. Our right and left tackles, not very good. Definitely want to try to get a new left tackle. Dwayne Brown getting up there a little bit in age. Wouldn't mind. I wouldn't be surprised if he retired. Kyle Van Noy, solid in terms of tackles. 84 from Whitehead, 82 from Ramos. I can see Quinton Williams also 73 tackles for him. He had 21 sacks. That is phenomenal. Franklin Myers has 6 sacks. So looks like we played a lot more sacks in the second half of the season. Sauce Gardner 4 interceptions, 2 from Hall and Reed Jr. as well as Ashton Davis, and then 1 from these guys down here. Kicking, Zerline 10 of 12. Morstead was with the punting. Kick return, punt return. All right. So looking at the rankings, offensively, we were one of the better teams in the National Football League. Second in terms of total offensive yards. Our passing, second best only to the Cowboys. And our rush was fairly close to the top as well. 26.4 points per game. Third best in the league. So we were a really good offensive team. The problem was we were not the best defensively. And that is, you can see, weren't very great. Pass yards allowed 38 something. I think that was bottom half of the league. And you bet it was. And our rush yards was solid because you saw the amount of sacks we had. We did allow 424 points. So that wasn't very good. Close to the top half of the league in sacks. And interceptions wasn't too bad, but people were sort of picking apart our defense a little bit. There's wow, I'm stuttering. I just malfunctioned. Okay. There are some things that we can work on in the offseason, trying to improve the defense a little bit. Hopefully the offense has another nice season as we did. I think if our defense just proves a little bit better, win a few more games, be able to make the playoffs next year. So let's go on to the offseason where we're going to re-sign some players. Got our first round draft pick. We'll use that. Cowboys beat the Bills 19-15. Pretty interesting stuff there. Nothing too crazy. Anthony Barr was the Super Bowl MVP. Didn't have a Defensive Player of the Year from Quinn Williams. He had 21 sacks. That's really impressive, but unfortunately didn't get it. You guys can see the worth there. Who won them? Robinson, Rookie of the Year for the Falcons. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Branch from the Lions. Let's go on to the offseason. So in case you guys are curious, Rodgers, Brown, Morstead, and Cobb all retired. So now I need to get a QB. So that we gotta look on trying to get an improvement on that quarterback spot. Get everyone to re-sign Dalvin Cook if we can. Hall's got. Anybody have an option here? Yep, Vera Tucker. Give him his 5th year. So that's good there. There's a couple guys we want to keep. A few guys around here that we want to keep. I guess we could accept Zach Wilson's 5th year, but I don't know if I want him to be the starting quarterback, if I'm being honest. So a lot of guys we're going to offer some contracts to. We'll see if we can keep any of them. Hopefully we can keep a decent amount of these guys, and we'll go on from there. All right, a lot of my guys want to test free agency, so there's going to be a lot of work to be done in the offseason. I don't think that we're going to make the playoffs next season unless we do a lot of work, because there's probably going to be able to get all these guys back. So some of these guys are probably just going to let walk. And yeah, there's definitely some work that we're going to be doing. Probably some trades to be made. So let's advance and see what we got going on in free agency. I traded our first round pick, Dean the Third, to the 49ers. We're going to get Brock Purdy to be our QB. We also got a 3rd, 6th, and 7th round pick in the 2024 draft. So I don't have my first rounder, but we're going to take a risk with Brock Purdy being our starting QB. I actually don't think it's a huge risk. I feel like he's a pretty solid pickup. And I guess in terms of free agency, we're good. So we'll just advance that, and then we'll show you guys the draft recap since I don't have any first-round picks this time around. And yeah, we made a few signings. Nothing too incredible, nothing too crazy, but I will show you guys here in the free agency recap what we got. So, most of our guys walked, which is kind of unfortunate, but I did get a new right tackle. I got Terrence Steele, Taylor Lewin, left tackle, Jadeveon Clowney, to our left outside linebacker, and then we got Taven Bryan. Well, I'll probably eventually move because I gave him a 5-year deal, but so I could fit him under the cap. Did another defensive tackle. So that's pretty much about it. I'm gonna go to the draft recap. I'll show you guys once we get there who we ended up drafting with some of our other picks. And I'll see you in the second season after that. Show you guys the draft recap that we had here. Pretty interesting stuff. So nothing too crazy, but we did get to right outside linebacker Mike Hayden, Tyler Spellman, Larry Buckhalter, Earl Coleman, Pat Barkley, Darius Tate, and Brian Crawford. So just some extra depth in some of these positions. I'll see you guys start the second season. We'll see how this team does with Purdy as our starting QB now. Should be interesting. All right, let's take a look here at the roster. The team looks solid on paper, but will that translate to wins in this season? I guess we'll find out. So, starting QB, we got Brock Purdy. Should be pretty interesting. We got Breece Hall running back. And we got Michael Carter as our secondary back. Zonovan Knight is also there too. In terms of wide receivers, we got Garrett Wilson, Cole Harmon Jr., and Alan Zard. Top wide receivers, Tyler Conklin's our tight end. Taylor Lewan's going to be our left tackle. Left guard is Lake Tomlinson still. Joe Tippmann's going to be our center. Right guard, Elijah Vera Tucker. Terrence Steele, right tackle. John Franklin Myers, left end. Right end's Carl Lawson. Quinn Williams going to be our defensive tackle. Jalen Clowney's our left outside linebacker. CJ Mosley, mid linebacker. We got right outside linebacker Mike Hayden. We needed a right outside linebacker, so we drafted one. Sauce Gardner, the sauciest man alive. G.J. Reed Jr., and then Michael Carter II. Your top three corners. Free safeties, Jordan Whitehead. Then we've got Adrian Damos, our strong safety. A kicker we need, and a punter we need. So we'll just sign a kicker and a punter, and that'll be that for the team. So, let's see what kickers and punters we have out there in free agency. Maybe Zerline's still out there. I don't know why I didn't sign Zerline. Oh, actually, did Zerline retire? No, I don't know if he retired. I guess he was just a free agent. Cameron Dicker. We could get Graham Gano. Let's try to get Graham Gano. Is he interested? He is. So we'll sign him. And then we'll just get a punter. And that'll be all she wrote. So punting. We can get... Let's go with Braden Mann. Let's see if we get him. Ooh, little too expensive. So I can't get Braden Mann. So we will get instead Presley Harvin the third. We could sign him. So we'll sign him to be our punter. So that's it. We're going to keep the team as is for now. Do you want to sign a fullback? We could. We could sign a Carter. Why not? To get a fullback. Oh, it's going to improve the team much, but we might as well have a fullback on the squad. And that's it. So I'll see you guys at the mid-season point. If we want to make any trades, then we will. But for now, I think our team's going to be pretty good. Hopefully. All right, 3-4. Not that great. Thought we'd be a bit better, but unfortunately we're not. Also, the Dolphins last week. If we had beaten the Dolphins, we'd be 4-3, but unfortunately we didn't. So we are 3-4. But it's close. Standings are close in the AFC East. We're not too far off from where we would, I guess, want to be. I mean, we are in the hunt. Yeah, if we hadn't lost that game, who knows? But looks like we play better at home than we do on the road. That's something to keep in mind. But let's take a look here at the stats. So the stats are an interesting feature here. Tell us who's doing well and who isn't. So Brock Purdy is struggling mightily. And why is that? Because he's got 9 interceptions. Not very good. You got to cut those down. 10 TDs, 9 interceptions. He's throwing for an okay amount of yards, but yeah, it's not looking good for him. 64% complete percentage. Hall, I'd like him to run a little bit more. 281 and 2 TDs. Carter's got 218 and 1. In terms of receiving, Hardman's been solid. 406, 1 TD. Not a lot of TDs, though. Alan Lazard's our leading reception, I guess, in terms of touchdowns with 3. Hall's got 2. Blocking has been fairly solid for the most part. CJ Mosley leading some tackles. Quincy Williams in second. Third is Amos. Got 5 sacks from Quentin Williams. 1.5 from the rookie Hayden. 1.5 from Franklin Myers. We've got 1 from these guys as well. We've got 4 interceptions from CJ Mosley. That's pretty good. Chuck Clark with 2 already, and then 1 from these guys down here. Graham Gano, 7 of 8 kicking, punting, and kick return and punt return. So nothing crazy. If we look at the offense, 18th. So definitely a bit of a far cry from last season. In terms of total offensive yards. So our passing, 1,472, is closer to the top half of the league, indeed. Our rush is a little bit lower than we would like it to be. That's closer to the bottom half. And we're only scoring 16.7 points per game. So definitely the offense this year, bit of a dip without Aaron Rodgers. Now defensively, In terms of total yards, it is an improvement, but not by much. 1,411 passing yards allowed. That's going to be slightly better than the top half of the league. Rush is a little bit bad, a little bit off this season. So far, 157 points allowed is also a little bit too much for my liking. Got 10 QB sacks. How many interceptions do we have as a team? We lead the league in interceptions now, so that's good. So yeah, rush defense got to improve a little bit. So, to be honest, if Joe Burrow is a free agent, I kind of want to sign him. Sometimes he is. I don't know how I'm going to make the money work, but if I can, I will try. But for now, I think if there's any moves we want to make out here, maybe you can improve on the defense. Otherwise, I think let's just keep the team as is. And then in our third season, there might be some more moves we want to make. But to try to fix some of our positions. So yeah, let's look in trade market. Because right now, I don't think we have a lot of cap room to make a move. Might be able to make, yeah, nothing really too major. I mean, I can move Zach Wilson now. I kind of want to move Zach Wilson, personally. And, yeah, he's had 2 years left. I think we move him now and see if we can get any picks for him. Zach Wilson to the Bears. We got a 5th and a 6th round pick this season out of him. But mainly just to get a contract off the books. So, don't really need him to be our backup QB. I guess Brock Purdy could theoretically be it. He's got a little bit of time, but I think we would need to now sign a backup QB just so that we have one in the event that in the event that Brock Purdy gets hurt. So if there's any QBs out there that want to sign, I wouldn't mind signing them. Like I could get who fits the scheme of the team, like a Ben Kirk. We get him. We'll sign him as a backup QB for the rest of the season. It's cheap. It's not that expensive, so I might as well just get him. That's it. So I'll see you guys at the end of the season, where hopefully we have a chance to be in the playoffs. If not, again, this was more likely a transition year because of losing out on Aaron Rodgers retiring. Stands this second season, we ended off going 8-9, which isn't amazing, but it's actually there's some room for improvement here. For sure, but it's not as bad as you would think it's shaping out to be. We're right there. I mean, if we win a couple more games, we're in the playoffs. So it's just some minor moves we can make. Continue to work on development. If we beat the Patriots last week, would have been 9-8. Everyone would have been 9-8. Lost by 4 points. Again, there's not much we could do about that. Pat played well against the pass rush, but everything else was kind of red. So that's a little bit concerning. I mean, Brock Purdy, 24 TD, 17 interceptions, 60% completion percentage, 85.3 passer rating isn't very good. Rushing-wise, Breece Hall, 892 for 5. We got Michael Carter as our secondary back. Receiving, Garrett Wilson, 841, 3 TDs, 815 from Lazard, 8 TDs, 73 from Hardman, 5 TDs. Conklin was the devil's number. In terms of blocking, Lewin allowed a lot of sacks, but not much we could do about that. He's playing the most downs, but still, would have liked a little bit less. Mosley, by far, most tackles on the team with 157, 81 from Amos, 79 from Williams. I see he gets 15 sacks. Carl Lawson with 6 of his own. 12.5 from Quentin Williams. 6 from Lawson. Franklin Miles, 3.5, 2.5 from Hayden, 2 from Brian, 1 from Clark. And CJ had half. I see 8 interceptions from CJ Mosley. That's impressive. 2 from Clark and Reed Jr. A couple of these guys in 1. Graham Godot, 18 to 21 kicking. That's pretty solid. Individual punting, kick return, and punt return here from the boys. Now, you can see offensively, not very good. Far cry from last season in terms of getting our yards, to get it up and down the field. So, passing, bottom of the league, or bottom half of the league. Rushing, 4th worst. 19.4 points per game is also pretty low. So, offensively, we're pretty bad. Defensively, we were also not amazing, except against passing. We defended well against passing. Rush, not so much, as we were near the bottom of the league. 391 points allowed is, the Browns, 540 points, a lot. We allowed 391, which isn't crazy. But interceptions, pretty high. Sacks, top half, kind of. All right. I mean, offensively, some work to do. I don't know if Brock's going to be our guy. Again, if Joe Burrow's a free agent, I want to sign him somehow, some way. I don't know if I can. I won't be able to afford him, but if I can, I will try. Try. But we'll see who ends up winning the Super Bowl and then go on to the offseason. We'll try to re-sign some of our guys. Hopefully have a lot of cap. Bengals win the Super Bowl against the Commanders, 28-14. And who is the Super Bowl MVP? None other than the legend himself, Joe Mixon. Joe Burrow, though, was an MVP. Zach Taylor, Coach of the Year. Joe Burrow, Offensive Player, Defensive Player of the Year, was C.J. Mosley. That's nice to see. At 8 interceptions. Yeah, congrats to him getting it. Marvin Harrison, Offensive Rookie of the Year from the Jaguars. Steelers, Alex Mooney, Defensive Rookie of the Year. So, C.J. Mosley getting Defensive Player of the Year. That's thumbnail worthy, potentially. Well, regardless, let's go on to the third season. We got about 16 players up in negotiations. I don't have a lot of cap room. $30 million. And I got to re-sign some guys. It's going to be tough. And, yeah, got to re-sign Sauce. So, actually, no, he has a fifth-year option. These guys all have fifth years. Yeah, okay. Garrett Wilson. He's got a fifth year. So, that's good. Johnson has a fifth year. So, we'll take that. DJ Reed, got to re-sign him, though. Conklin. Yeah, there's a few guys we need to re-sign. So, probably not going to have enough money to do what I wanted to do. So, we'll try to offer some guys some contracts, see who we end up keeping. And then maybe make some trades and or sign a free agent. A few of our guys want to test. DJ Reed wants to test. Conklin. I guess we could re-sign. Try to re-sign Michael Carter as a backup. I wouldn't be too opposed to that. I'll offer him a contract. Okay, he wants to test. All right. Most of the guys want to test. $16 million in cap room. That's not a lot, but let's see what's out there in free agency. Make a couple of additions. Maybe try to re-sign a couple of these guys. Not gonna be too much going on here, so let's advance. Probably have to do some trades. That's seems like where if we're gonna really improve, it would be there. So I'll see you guys at the off-season recap for free agency. I don't think I'm gonna be if Joe Burrow's there. I'm not gonna be able to get him, unfortunately. Done deal here. With the Commanders got Irv Smith Jr. and Barton. I needed a tight end linebacker. Got a 3rd round pick this season, and as well as a 6th and a 7th rounder next season. I traded with my 1st rounder next year, Carl Lawson. We do have a right end anyway, so I think we should be okay. But yeah, we get a better tight end and a better mid linebacker. Both of them fit the scheme of the team too, so that should be helpful. With that, I'm also over the cap now in terms of money, so we're just gonna sim to the draft. I'll show you guys the off-season recap, and we'll go from there. In case you guys are curious to see who we signed in free agency. Nothing too wild in terms of moves. We just got DJ Reed Jr. back, and then I got Jonathan Cooper, another left outside linebacker. Reason being is because Clowney is going to probably regress a little bit. So, yeah, that's basically my thought process there. We've got a 1st-round draft pick. I'm going to show you guys the draft recap. It's auto-generated rookies, so it doesn't really matter. I'll see you guys at the draft recap. If you're curious to see the draft recap, I guess I wanted the left tackle. So that was the guy. I took a guy in the 1st round, left tackle, and Mike Oliver. And then we also got Cedric McFadden, got Kevin Wagner, J.C. Hackett, Crawford, Jeffries, Cruz, Mays. A lot of guys here. A lot of draft picks. So some of these guys will hopefully develop next few seasons. We'll have them on our team. And yeah, let's see you guys at the start of the 3rd season. Look at the roster and try to see if we can make the playoffs this year. To start this 3rd season, we're going to need a kicker and a punter, so I'm going to do that after I show you guys the roster, and then we'll be all set to go. So, got QB's going to be Brock Purdy. We'll see how he ends up doing here. Running backs to be Hall. Still got Zonovan Knight, a backup, which is nothing too wild there, but we'll see if Hall can have a nice season. Wilson, Harbin Jr., and Alan Lazard are here as well. Irv Smith Jr. tight end with Jeremy Ruckert, and Taylor Lewan's going to be our left tackle, but Mike Oliver's probably going to be starting very soon. Laken Thompson's our left guard. We got Joe Tippmann as our center. Right guards, Elijah Vera Tucker. Terrence Steele is our right tackle. Left end is going to be John Franklin Myers. Right end is going to be Will McDonald the fourth. Quinn Williams, defensive tackle. We got Brian as well. Javon Clowney, left outside linebacker, although I think Jonathan Cooper might end up taking over. We'll see. Cody Barton, mid linebacker with Barnes. Right outside linebacker, we got Mike Hayden. Sauce Gardner, the sauciest man alive. Cornerback. Then we got DJ Reed Jr. and Michael Carter. I got to stop saying that, and I know I keep saying that every single season, every single time. But I'm going to keep saying it. Just so you guys know. Click off if it bothers you. Anyways, Jordan Whitehead, free safety. Strong safety, Adrian Ramos. And then we've got no kicker and punter, like I said. So we're going to sign one of each of those positions, and then we will get on into this season. So the improved team, we'll go take a look, see what's out there, and who's it going to be? Well, we're going to find out right now. Only on the TJP channel. So kicker, Butker would be cool, McPherson would be cool. Probably can't afford either of them. We'll see if we can get Evan McPherson because he's got that gold, that superstar. Actually, we can afford him, so we're going to do that. We're going to get him. We're going to get Evan McPherson. And then punting, just give me Colin Potts. We'll go with him. Can I afford him? Yes. So there we go. Got our kicker and punter. Let's go on to the simulation. I'll see you guys at the midseason. Hopefully this season we can make the playoffs. All right, we're not having the greatest of seasons here. We actually have an offer here for Jermaine Johnson II. I'm going to review this. Curious to see what's out there. But now that we don't have a first-round pick, I'm a little bit worried about this season. Thought maybe we'd make the playoffs, but obviously not looking too good. And Alvin Kamara in a 6th. I want to do that. I don't know. DJ, 5th and a 6th here. We could get Alvin Kamara for a season, but I feel like that's way too big of a cap hit. Plus, I think he's a bit free agent, so no, we're not gonna do that. I mean, if I wanted the 5th and 6th in 2027, for now we're just keep it as is. But yeah, we're not doing very well. So let's see what could potentially be the cause of that. We got some injuries. Let's take a look. I feel like 2 and 5 has been underwhelming. Clark is hurt. Zonovan Knight's hurt. Okay. I mean, that shouldn't be too big of a deal, but apparently it is. And if we're looking at our offense, in terms of yards, we're 8th, but not actually the 8th ranked offense. Pass TDs, 12th. Rush TDs near the bottom. Giveaways, 3rd down percentage. Defensively, we're a pretty solid team. 7th, except for sacks. For some reason, we're low on sacks. All right. Let's see what the issue here is. Who's not playing well as an individual. How are we doing? So, the Brockster has been, I guess, solid. 10 in TDs, 5 interceptions. 61% completion percentage, 90.9 passer rating. It's better than it was last season for sure. Rush-wise, Hall's got 445, 3 TDs. We don't really have a backup running back right now since ours has been hurt. Hardman Jr., he's got 412. 307 from Alan Lazard. Garrett Wilson, 279. He's missed a game this season. Irv Smith Jr., tight end. Our blocking has been iffy with Lewin and Tomlinson. Defensively, Barton's got 48 tackles to lead the team. In terms of sacks, 3 from Williams and Franklin Myers, 1 from Barton and McDonald the 4th. So that's 8 as a team. So that's not a lot. 4 interceptions, Sauce. And then we've got Cody Barton and DJ Reed Jr. So 4 interceptions as I just sneezed. 8 of 10 for Evan McPherson. Potts with the punting, kick return, and punt return here as well. So, yeah, you saw 8th in total offensive yards. We're just not quite putting it all together, though. We're at 1689 passing, which top half of the league. Our rush, bottom. And we're not scoring enough. 18.9 points per game is pretty low on the totem pole. Defensively, Again, near the top in terms of total defensive yards. 1297. So we're doing well against the pass. Rush has been pretty solid as well in terms of yards. And actually, yeah, defensively, we're a pretty solid team. Not bad. 8 sacks, though, a bit low. And interception-wise, 4 is probably about average, I guess. Yeah. A lot of teams that have 4, so. All right. Is there any move we want to make here to potentially improve the team for this season? Probably not. I think 4th season, there's some work to be done. I mean, unless we have a really good second half of the season, like, we would need to win. We would basically need to win. If we go 10-0, we'd be 12-5. 9-1, we'd be 11-6. 8-2, 10-7. We can maybe afford to go 7-3 and possibly slip in as a wild card. But I think we need to win 10 games if we want to make the playoffs. So I'll see if we can do it. But chances are this year, probably not going to make the playoffs again. And as I expected, 6-11. Not a very good season for us. We finished season 4-6. Did not do what we needed to do. How'd we do in overall, though? Brock was, I guess, better than last season. Almost threw for 4,000 yards, 24 TDs, 12 interceptions, 60% completion percentage, 92.1 passer rating. Rush-wise, Breece Hall, 1174, 7 TDs. I mean, that's pretty good. Garrett Wilson, over 1,000 receiving yards, 6 TDs, 831 from Hardman Jr., 799 from Lazard. Blocking, I guess, ended up okay, but that seems like a lot of sacks in terms of overall for the team. 117 tackles from Cody Barton, almost 87, 72 from Gardner Reed Jr. You can see here we had the man, the myth, the legend, Quentin Williams, 10 sacks, 7.5 from Franklin Myers, 3 from McDonald. So that's pretty cool to see. Interception-wise, we had 7 as a team. Sauce with 2, and the rest of the guys had 1. 85% field goal percentage from McPherson, which is pretty good. So we want keeping him around as our kicker. You got your punt to kick return and punt return. 9th in terms of total offensive yards. So we're getting up and down the field, but just not quite enough. We had 4,040 yards as a team passing-wise. That's near the top. Our rush was bottom half of the league. 18.5 points, pretty low, though. Passing TDs, 25. You saw that. How are we defensively? Defensively, the Jets, 3,537 passing yards allowed. So we defended well against passing. Rush, we defended pretty well against. And we allowed 358 points, which is solid. So defensively, not really the problem. It was more so offensively, because we didn't score enough when we needed to score. That was our problem. We didn't score enough. So, 4th season, we got to make some moves. We're not going to have too much cap, I don't think. I mean, most of the guys, if we do have cap, are going to be guys we need to re-sign. So, let's go to the 4th season, which you can see wins the Super Bowl. Get some moves to make these next 2 seasons, get ourselves in the playoffs. So, Panthers beat the Chiefs. They win the Super Bowl. Do we got a Bryce Young Super Bowl MVP? Possibly. We don't. We have a Jeremy Chin. Nice. Joe Burrow, MVP. Brock, Coach of the Year. Kamar Chase. DeForest Buckner, your Offensive Defensive Player of the Year, respectively. Dom Harrington, Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year was Marco Joseph from the Bengals. Let's go on to the offseason. See if we make some re-signings. And then try to add some pieces to this team. All right, negotiation time. 13 players. Let's see who the big ones are. Hall, got to re-sign him. Purdy, got to re-sign him. And we'll go from there. Do we have any guys that have options? Or are these all just... Yeah, McDonald, he has an option, so we'll accept his 5th year. And it seems to be about it. So we'll try to see if we can keep any of these guys. And we'll go from there. So I'll see you guys once I have some signings. And we'll see who needs to get acquired back via free agency. Alright, so Brock Purdy wants to test. A few of these guys here want to test. We're 20 million. I guess that's fine. But I'm a bit worried. I guess theoretically I could franchise tag Purdy. I don't really want to on that salary. So I guess we'll let him test. Hopefully we can get him back. If we can't, then we are kind of screwed. But I'm willing to take that risk. Let's advance to free agency and see what we are capable of doing there. Alright. I traded away Laken Tomlinson, 2 firsts and 2 seconds in the future. I'm getting CJ Stroud because Brock Purdy walked. We also got Lewis and Howard. I wanted a different left guard, so we got a different left guard. Trade away Tomlinson. And a right tackle in Howard. He's making a lot of money, Howard. Maybe we move Howard and free up some of that money to get somebody in free agency instead. Because I am curious to see. We do need a left outside linebacker, but I'm curious to see if there's any right tackles that we might want to get. That would be possible to replace him. I mean, you could try back Steele, maybe. It's 15.6 million. Yeah, if I can free up some of that moolah to get somebody different, I'm not opposed to doing that. So I'll see if I can get maybe a pick then for Howard, just like an expiring. You know, I'll just trade Titus Howard back to the Texans, get Deuce Vaughn in the 6th round pick, free up some money here, and that'll be good. So I don't know if that was worth it. Maybe it was, but I guess we could just get back Steele, try to offer him a contract instead, and then yeah, I'll see you guys at free agency recap. All right, so to view free agency recap, nothing too crazy going on over here, but other than those trades you saw me make, we did get Wilson and Petit Frere. So yeah, Nick's on the squad to be our new right tackle. Nothing crazy, but fits team to team. And of course, we got Donovan Wilson, new strong safety. So I think that's about it for moves. I'll see you guys at the draft recap. Since we don't have a first round pick this season, I don't believe. So we'll just show you guys who we ended up picking and kind of just go. All right, so here's the draft recap for these auto-generated rookies. If you guys really care to see it, again, they're not real people, so it doesn't really matter too much. But here's what we ended up doing here. So nothing too crazy. Got a few safeties, a couple defensive tackles, another running back, a tight end, left end. So overall, pretty solid. Again, we didn't have our first round pick, so hopefully this season, with our improved roster, we should be able to make the playoffs this year. So see you guys at the start of the 4th season. So to start the 4th season here, let's take a look at the rosters that we've got going into the 4th season. So if we look here, starting QB, CJ is our starting QB. That's pretty solid. Running back got Hall. Vaughn is our backup, which isn't too bad. Obviously don't have a fullback. Our wide receiver, Garrett Wilson. We got Hardman Jr. and Spellman as our wide receiver. Probably could use another wide receiver potentially. But for now, I think we'll rock out with what we got. Irv Smith's our tight end. Mike Oliver, left tackle right now. We've got left guard is Damian Lewis, who we traded for. Tippmann, center. Right guard, Elijah Vera Tucker. Nicholas is going to be our right tackle. Franklin Myers, left end. McDonald, the 4th right end. Quinn Williams, still our defensive tackle. 99 overall, by the way. Might need another defensive tackle. Cooper, left outside linebacker. Cody Barter, mid linebacker. Right outside linebacker, Mike Hayden. The sauciest man of all time, Sauce Gardner. Now I said it again. DJ Reed Jr. And then, of course, Michael Carter, the 2nd. I almost said Michael Carter Williams. That would have been kind of funny if I did. I actually almost say that. Jordan Whitehead, free safety, strong safety, Wilson. And then we got McPherson, and we just need a punter. And we'll be golden for the 4th season. And I think this year we can certainly make the playoffs. But they only find us simulate. So we're going to do that. But let's just pick up a punter, and then we'll go on from there. We signed Potts, and that's going to be our punter. So I'll see you guys at the midseason. Hopefully this year we're going to be a better team and in the playoffs. All right, so we're currently at the midseason 4-2, which is pretty good. Looking at our team so far, I mean, offensively, we're a bit crummy, but we are the #1 ranked defense, so that's good. Well, that's in terms of total yards, but you can see our defense does look pretty solid, I guess. I don't know if it's #1 ranked worthy, but it is pretty good. Offensively, we're pretty bad. So let's see what is happening there, because we definitely need to improve that offense. So maybe that means getting another wide receiver, potentially. I don't know. Or maybe we run better. Who knows? Get another running back. CJ, 9 TDs, 4 interceptions. Not a lot there. 95.5 passer rating, 60% complete percentage. Pretty good. Not throwing too much, though. Rush-wise, Breece Hall's been solid. CJ's doing his thing. Vaughn is our backup. Receiving-wise, Hardman's leading the team with 340. 220 from Wilson. He's missed a couple games. I missed a game, I guess. So maybe a couple of injuries here and there. But 4-2, which is solid. You can see the blocking. Get your kick return soon. Well, actually, not kick return. This is your defense. Tackles, 35, Johnny Kaysen. Cordy Barton. Then we've got Whitehead, Reed Jr. In terms of sacks, Charles, he's leading the way with 3, 2 from Williams, 2 from Myers. So that's pretty good to see. We have 5 interceptions. The team Sauce leading the way with 2. McPherson's been perfect. You've got your punting, kick return, and punt return. So, you saw offensively we're pretty low. Not throwing the ball a lot. 1,120 yards. I imagine that's worst. Yeah, worst in the league. 1,133. And 759 rush is, I guess, top half of the league. 23.3 points per game. I mean, that's solid. So we're getting up and down we're not really getting up and down the field, but when we do get up the field, we do convert. So that's pretty good. Now, defensively, we are ranked to #1. Pass yards allowed second best, only to the Texans, who are 1-5, because they probably don't have a QB. And our rush defense has been good this year, too. We have second least amount of points allowed, only to the Cowboys, who are undefeated right now. 10 sacks. I think, we have 5 interceptions. That's close to the top half of the league. All right, let's see if we can make the playoffs. I mean, I feel like our offense does need to improve a little bit. Maybe there's a move out there we can get to get another running back or some kind of offensive weapon to improve our team. But other than that, I think we're good. So if there's a weapon that we can get, I'll make the move. Otherwise, I'll just see you guys at the end of this season. All right, big trade here with the Dolphins. We gave them a future first, some thirds and seconds, and a fifth. We're getting Jayden Waddle. We're getting Waddle here. So Waddle's going to be our new top wide receiver. So that's a nice target to have for CJ. He fits the scheme of the team as well. That's going to make ourselves way more dynamic on the offensive end, hopefully. So I'll see you guys at the end of the season. I mean, that's pretty much my, I guess, all-in move. Again, not realistic, as I mentioned earlier in the video, and also in the description. Let's see how we do. All right, so we find ourselves making the playoffs at 11-6. So here we are, and the team ended up doing pretty solid. Offensively ranked #6 in terms of yards, and #3 defensively. So that's good to see. Take a look at the standings here. We've got the Steelers in the wild card. We'll see how we do against them. But yeah, we were pretty good. Not the best, but definitely not the worst. So what did we end up going? 4-2. So 7-4 the rest of the way. It's not bad. So let's look at the statistics. See what we got. So we take a look here. How did the man, the myth, the legend do? He was all right. CJ, not too bad. 28 TDs, 11 interceptions, over 3,900 yards, 66% completion percentage, 101 passer rating. We'll take that. Breece Hall, excellent. 1,260 yards, 13 TDs. So he was solid. Waddle was excellent. Glad we picked him up. He's our new top gun. Wilson also pretty good. Hardman. I definitely think with a full season of Waddle, we should be pretty good. But we'll see. Lewis allowed 10 sacks. A little too much for my liking. His blocking could have been a little bit better. In terms of defense, 124 from Barton. Johnny Kaysen had 96. That's good to see. We can see there 9 sacks from Demetrius Charles. 8.5 from Quentin Williams, 5 from Franklin Myers. So that's nice to see. A bunch of these guys down here at 1 or a half. Interceptions, 4 from Wilson, 3 from Gardner, 2 from Johnny and Jordan, and 1 from Carter the second. Kicking, Fierce only missed 1. Potts punting, kick return, and punt return. pretty good stuff. So, number 6, total offensive yards. Love that. We've got, what do we have here? Jets, number 6 in terms of total offensive yards gained. We had high up in the passing. And our rush was also fairly high as well, 23.8 points per game. Put us near the top half of the league, indeed. Actually, near the top. I think we were 5th or 6th, I don't know. Number 3 in defensive yards allowed. Pass yards, relatively low. And rush yards, second lowest. Fantastic. And 318 points allowed was 3rd best. So we were pretty good on that front. So the question is, can we beat the Steelers? Well, you saw their rankings. They're a pretty solid team. We are, I believe, home. So we're just going to go to the Super Sim and see how we do against them. So here we are, the wild card, and we are the home team. We're going to the Super Sim. Let's jump forward to the end of the game and see how we do. Starting off here in the first quarter, Pittsburgh's going to get off to a 7-0 lead. We're going to get it to 7-3, score there 10-7, make it 17-7, go into the second half here. Little touchdown there, 17-14. We go up 24-14, third quarter, winding down. Now we're in the fourth quarter, it is 24-17. We score there, make it 27-17. They score. It's a 3-point game, and we end up winning by 3. Barely escaping the Steelers. As, that looks pretty ugly. Saw that. That was not attractive. Neither is that. Jeez, what is going on here with your NPCs, EA? Jeez. But we got the W. That's all that matters. CJ, solid game from him. You see Breece Hall was pretty good. Waddle, Wilson, etc. Let's go on to the divisional and see what we're taking on. So we're taking on the Bengals, 13-4. You can see they were a pretty solid team. 4th offense ranked, and you can see they definitely deserve the 4th offensive rank compared to us. And then defensively, they were pretty bad. We were number 3. So, I mean, if we could stop their offense, we have a pretty good shot at winning. That's all I'm going to say. Let's see if we can beat them. At where the Bengals play, Paycor Stadium. We're going to go to the Super Sim and jump to the end of the game and see how we do. Trying to get to the conference championship. Can we do it? I don't know. Well, starting off 7-0, 7-3, them. Second quarter, it's going to be 14-3. It's close here, but not really that close. We got to be able to hold them off here. They score again. It's 21-3, 28-3, 35-3 in the fourth quarter. And we ended up getting destroyed by the Bengals. Ooh. Yikes. Not a good performance whatsoever. I don't know what happened there, but we really choked. Ooh, we could not score whatsoever. They just absolutely demolished our team. And CJ was terrible. So Joe Burrow had a field day against us. Alright, well, that's unfortunate. But, I mean, we got one more season. We'll have to see if we can get back here next year and do better. Because, oof, might make some changes. Alright, the Cowboys win Super Bowl 61, 35-10 against the Bengals. Devin Singletary was the Super Bowl MVP. Interesting. Dak Prescott, Zach Taylor, Lamar Jackson, Parsons, Jones, and Graves. Cool stuff there. Let's go on to the 5th and final season. We have a lot of cap room, which means there's a ton of guys that we need to re-sign. Alright, so who do we need to re-sign? Sauce. Garrett Wilson's got to be re-signed. Hardman, Tippmann, Irv Smith, DJ Reed is a free agent. Michael Carter, Deuce Vaughn, Cody Barton, Cooper. Yeah, a lot of guys here that are free agents. Okay. I'll try to get as many of them as we can back. A lot of these guys want to test. We'll see what ends up happening here. I'm going to try to maybe overpay for something. I have so much cap room, so I might as well. Team out of our team wants to test, which is fine. You got to re-sign Garrett Wilson for sure. That's their biggest guy. I ended up franchise tagging Sauce. I was like, I'm not losing him, so. All right. Free agency, big moves to be made. It's not going to be the greatest free agency class either, but let's see what ends up happening here in our 5th and final season. So let's go on to free agency, try to re-sign some of the guys, and maybe make some more additions to the team. All right, so free agency, kind of a dud. Not going to lie. I mean, we got a lot of guys, but we lost Garrett Wilson. It's just really unfortunate. I could have had Tyreek Hill, wanted Marlon Humphrey, Dooney. Nope. All went to Panthers, Steelers, Packers. I got a new punter, Ryan Stonehouse, our best player. DJ Reed Jr. back, Tyler Boyd, Milton Williams, David Long Jr., Wandale Robinson, Jack Conklin, Jermaine Johnson II, Sam Williams, Jonathan Cooper, DJ Johnson. Not the best free agency. I mean, I got a lot of guys, but just nobody that's like really wow and just makes you feel sexy. So, I guess we could try to make a trade. We have the cap room to acquire somebody, so I might just do that. I might just make a trade fifth and final season to get like a talented player. Because the draft recap doesn't really matter at this point. I mean, I don't have any I have fourths. Yeah, we'll get first rounds next season, so we'll just advance past the draft. I'll see you guys at fifth and final. All right, so fifth and final season. I'm gonna show you guys the roster that we currently have right now going into this season. I mean, our QB CJ, obviously he's here. Breece Hall is our running back. I mean, I could try to get another running back if I wanted to. Wide receivers, Jalen Waddle, Hardman, and Boyd. Got Wandale Robinson as well down there. Irv Smith's our tight end right now. We got a younger tight end, Eden Stewart. Mike Oliver, left tackle. Damian Lewis, left guard. Center is Tippmann. Elijah Vera Tucker, right guard with Wagner. Conklin's going to be our right tackle. Left end still Franklin Myers. McDonald's still our right end. Quinn Williams, defensive tackle with Milton Williams. Jonathan Cooper, left outside linebacker. Could try to improve the left outside linebacker spot. David Long's mid linebacker, which I probably would want another one of. Right outside linebacker, Hayden. Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed Jr., and Larry Buckhalter are our corners. And then free safeties, Jordan Whitehead, strong safety, Donovan Wilson. Evan Peterson kicking, and Ryan Stonehouse, our punter. I mean, overall, on paper, it seems like our team's good. There's a couple trades we need to make, I think, to just improve the team, and we're going to do that right now. So I'll see you guys once we have a move. Got to definitely get another mid linebacker for sure, because we're a bit thin on that front. And maybe a better right outside linebacker. That's something that we could potentially do too. And maybe another corner. And maybe another running back. I don't know. There's a lot of guys. There are a lot of things we could do. So let's see if there's any trades that we could find out there. Actually, I'm just going to re-sign Deuce Vaughn. He's in free agency as a running back. So we'll sign him. We'll get him back on our team, Deuce Vaughn. So he'll be our backup running back. Helps us out there a little bit. But yeah, I still want to make a trade now then for a couple of those positions that I said. All right, I traded for Von Ness and Walker from the Packers for a first, second, third round pick in 2030. So that's one move there that I wanted to get another mid linebacker and left outside linebacker to grow our defense a little bit. Is that it for moves that I can do? I think it might be for the time being, because I believe that would have... No, actually, no, it's not. But I don't have much assets left. That's the thing. So, who's our right tackle right now? It says we need a right tackle. Conklin's fine. Right end, we're fine on, I think. Will McDonald. But one other corner, maybe. Another corner, that wouldn't be too bad. I don't really know wide receiver. I think we're good there. So yeah, maybe another corner. And that would be probably the final move I make for this video. And from the Buccaneers, some fourths and fifths. Probably could have got another player in that deal, but it's fine. So we get a younger corner to help out our team's defense. I'm good. Let's just simulate and see how we do this season. Mid-season, we're 3-3. Not the best, but not the worst. I mean, offensively, we're pretty bad. Defensively, we're average. I mean, our rank is low because of the yards. So 3-3. We have a chance to make the postseason of the wildcard team. That's probably what's going to end up happening. Let's look at the stats. See what we got going on. And look. So CJ is 8 TDs, 4 interceptions. He's not doing as great as I would want him to be. 69% completion percentage, 99.7 pass rate. It's not bad. It's maybe just not throwing enough. Breece Hall, 397.5 through 6 games. Tyler Boyd's our leading receiver, then Hardman and Waddle. Waddle, I guess, is not being targeted enough. Irv Smith, 221. No receiving TDs so far. Our blocking has been all right. 9 sacks allowed. Quay Walker's leading team in tackles with 42, 36 for David Long Jr., Donovan Wilson, 31, 26 from Williams. Gardner and Van Ness have 25 each. Myers with 3, 2 apiece for both Williams. Van Ness and Foreman have 1 sack. So we have 9 sacks as a team and only 2 interceptions. 3 for 6 for McPherson. That's a little bit of a bad percentage. You see your kicking, punting, and all that fun stuff there. So let's look at the defense and offense. Look at the total yards. See how we're doing. 27th is definitely really low. So we definitely got to step it up. Second half of the season, if we can do it. There's not many moves we can make. So this is the team. So we just got to hope we can perform better. I mean, passing-wise, it's okay. Our rush is kind of bottom half of the league. So maybe we should run the ball a little bit more. I mean, we're scoring a 22.5 point per game clip, which, you know, for our offense, it should be worse, but it's actually surprisingly not that bad. And then defensively, we're top half of the league in terms of defensive yards allowed, which is okay. 15.37 on the pass, which is like average. And then rush-wise, we're pretty good. 149 points allowed is, again, nothing too quite crazy about that. Is it enough to make the playoffs, fit the final season? I feel like we should be able to make a wild card, so we'll see what ends up happening. I mean, make a wild card, anything can go from there. So I'll see you guys at the end of the year. See if we make the playoffs. I can't make any other trades, so this is the squad. All right, we ended up going 12-5. Great second half of the season we had. Ended up going 9-2 the rest of the way. So let's see what we have here. So number 10 in terms of offense, offensive rank. I mean, the Ravens are 6th. We were 4th defensively, though, in terms of total yards. Ravens was 22nd. But yeah, 12-5, great season. Fortunately, not enough to get a bye, but good enough to at least make the playoffs. And Jaguars got the bye. Makes sense. So let's see how we did statistically. Bills are also 12-5. They're taking on Denver. We're taking on Baltimore. Baltimore's a good team. That's a tough matchup. I mean, defensively they were pretty bad, but we'll see what ends up happening against them. CJ, nice year, I guess. 36 49 yards, 28 TDs, 9 interceptions, 67 percentage, and a 101.4 passer rating. It's not too bad. Brees Hall, over 1,000 yards rush, 14 TDs. He had a nice year. Receiving-wise, Boyd, over 1,000 yards, 7 TDs, 715 from Irv Smith Jr. Hardman and Waddle got hurt, so that's going to be tough to overcome. Their injuries, Oliver let up 13 sacks, but everyone else was, I guess, solid overall blocking-wise. Quay Walker, 111 tackles, 106 from David Long Jr. Those led the team. Sacks, 9.5 from Quinn Williams, that is. John Franklin Myers, 5 sacks from him. 5 from Milton Williams, and we had Van Ness with 2, and 1 from these guys down here. A lot of sacks as a team. 3 interceptions for Sauce Gardner, 2 from David Long Jr., Whitehead, Floyd, and Reed Jr., and 1 from Walker and Kaysen. Kicking, 11-14 for McPherson, Ryan Stonehouse punting, and you got your kick return and punt return. So that is what she wrote there. Offensive yards, 10th total, which is pretty good. Passing-wise, 38-86. Is top half of the league indeed. Rush-wise, 18-29 is slightly below average. But we did score 25.1 points per game, which was near the top of the league. We had 25 rush TDs, which was also pretty high. I guess just like to get up the field, we passed the ball more, which makes sense. And defensively, number 4th in terms of total yards allowed. 15.48 rush, which was second best, only to the Giants. And points, we were number 4 in terms of points allowed, 36.50 on the pass, which was closer to the middle. So let's see if we can beat the Ravens in the wild card and advance to divisional. We're going to go to the Super Sim and find out. So I'll see you guys once I'm there. This is going to be a fun one here. We are at Baltimore here, and we'll see how we do in the Super Sim. So in the wild card, let's see if we can beat them here. Let's advance to the end of the game and see how we do. So starting it off here, Baltimore's going to get the first taste of blood, 7-0 in the second quarter. It's 14-0. And it's 21-0 Baltimore, 28-7. And third quarter, looks like Baltimore might score again. And no, we do, 28-14. And they're going to end up winning. And we lose in the wild card. Unfortunately. So, that is how all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. Thought we could have maybe beaten them, but they ended up beating our team out. Once again, Lamar Jackson. Looks like he had a good game. Yeah, he had a really good game. Skipped past it accidentally, but we didn't play well. So, lost in the wild card. That's unfortunate. Alright, let's just see who wins the Super Bowl and go to the full screen and close of the video. We're winning the Super Bowl against the Buccaneers 28-21. And Joe Burrow, Super Bowl MVP. He also won the MVP. Doug Peterson, Coach of the Year. He won Offensive Player of the Year as well. Aaron Donald, Defensive Player of the Year. Michael Bates from the Dolphins. And then Cordell Chapman from the Bills. Getting your Rookies of the Year, respectively. So, unfortunately, couldn't get the job done in the post-playoffs. But we at least made it last 2 seasons. Built a somewhat competitive roster, but we just did not do well at all in the playoffs. Except for the first wildcard game. And even then, we almost lost that one. With that being said, full screen, close it. Alright guys, well, hope you enjoyed. If you did, like, subscribe, comment down below this video, go to socials, playlist, second channel, main channel, down in the description. If you like other content, TJP. And yeah, our next NFC conference team will be coming up soon. That'll probably be tomorrow's video. Not sure what team it is off the top of my head. I don't have nice standings to look at. So, with that being said, I'm going to head on out. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care, everybody. We'll see you soon.